You go past that level into Mortal Online, everything else is crap.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Wolfside channel with a very special topic today. Always. Why balancing stuff is not so easy for Star World. I mean, I totally get it. I was at that point a lot of times where I just thought to myself, why is Henrik not just changing this number a little bit and then the balance would be fixed for some cases. But as you maybe already have guessed, this is not the case. It is not so easy to decide if to change that number a little bit and then it will fix a lot of problems. Then another whole bunch of problems will occur. I mean, in the past, Star World did that actually. They changed stuff pretty fast. In some cases not, of course. But every time they changed a value pretty fast, the new problems arise and people are more pissed after that than before. Not always the case, but in the most times when they adjust just a little value and a few other balance problems comes up after some weeks or something like that, then a lot of more people are angry about the change, but the change in the first place made some other people happy because now it's a little bit more balanced. But the problem with balance is it's a never-ending story. If you please the one side of the group, then the other side of the group will hate you more, and if you please the other side of the group, the other side will hate you. I don't know. But it's a really good question. I mean, for many years, I asked myself, why is Star Wars not just changing this little thing here, or this little stuff that you, I don't know, use a little bit less stamina, that we all can run a little bit faster, that we all can do that and stuff like this. And the main thing is, just for example, I had the idea in the past that just for example for the skill system, for the skill tree system, that a skill that is a primary and uses 100 primary points could be, for example, 20 points secondary, so you have always 20 points baseline of that skill. For example, everyone can swim a little bit, or everyone can, I don't know, jump a little bit, everyone can whatever the stuff a little bit, and then the rest point, the other points to fill it up to 100, these are then primary points. This is an awesome system. If you think about it, this would be very nice in Mortal. But there are also some downsides, because the skill system right now has a lot of balancing behind, and with the over 1000 primary points that we can skill in, this is not thought through. So if you would implement that system, for example, it would break a lot of builds. It would break a lot of balancing stuff where, for example, someone took, I don't know, some skill in there just to be better in a fight, and some other has the skill a little bit less, and he put, I don't know, 20 points in there just to have that little advantage over the other guy. And but if everyone would have the skill, I don't know, baseline 20, baseline 40 or something like that, then it would break a lot of balancing. So many balancing ideas of the whole community are very great. It would be awesome if we can implement that. But every time when you think about the balancing stuff and just changing a value and stuff like that, if you think a little bit deeper down what really changes and what is the result out of that, then sometimes it's not the best idea. And that is also why Star World will not change numbers fast, even if they are fucking small, because they learned from the past. We had that in Mortal Online 1 for a few years, that they changed stuff pretty fast and that they fucked up many stuff. So I'm really glad that they learned from that. But what they can maybe improve is, like, if many people wanting to adjust that number a little bit, then for example make a voting poll and implement that into the game, that you can only vote with your account. Because if you're making voting polls on Reddit or on wherever stuff, yeah, you can fake accounts non-stop. Yeah, sure, you could also buy Immortal 100 times, but the main thing is it's a higher barrier than just making a new Reddit account and fucking vote again. And yeah, it would be fucking awesome if Star Wars would ask the community about the little changes when the community comes up with, hey, please balance that thing. And Star Wars is like, should we really balance that thing? And making a voting poll in the game, for example, only if you have paid a subscription or stuff like that. I mean, when the subscription will start, that this could be an awesome system, just to ask the community honestly what they think about what stuff. And then you can adjust the numbers without, I don't know, fucking up the whole balance. And another problem is also changing the numbers is sometimes not so easy. I mean, I just come from web development. This depends on the thing. It's relatively easy, but I don't know how it works in the game. I guess it's a fucking nightmare. And Henrik had also a statement to that changing a number is not so easy. So let's hear that.
When you say plan on balance but don't have the time, is it really hard to adjust values very slightly to achieve a difference? So why? So a few people are required depending on what kind of change it is. Everything from coding to specific access in certain places in a project. So that is our first factor. Who is involved? Who is needed to adjust some things, because it can quickly become many factors that are related to each others. And that means all of a sudden I may have to stress the crap out of a few developers that are, have their schedule planned out very carefully and following in that progression. And all of a sudden I ninja in, by the way, do this also, change this also. That doesn't work. That means we will ruin our developers over time. They will lose track of what's important, and they will be disturbed when they're working on very important things. So that is why it sounds again very easy to change a lot of things, right? Very quickly, just change one numbers, boom, done. In some cases it's easier obviously to do some of those things, but quite often there's a little bit more to it. And again, we don't just want to, we need to investigate what is the proper change here. Is it changing a weight? Is it changing one of the damage types? Is it, there's many factors that relates to the balance. What is the correct one, and how do we do it carefully? So there's several steps and process. And if the whole coming weeks are already 100% planned, scheduled, and every developers need to follow them very closely for us to be on time and deliver what we plan to, as you can understand, we can't just change that schedule. So I hope that makes sense why that is not just, on the fly, something we can do every time. We need to plan some of that focus. Like, okay, we have a balance and quality of life focus here, from some of the team, and then we try to address that, cover the design, and find what's necessary to change, and then we do the actual implementation or tweaks or all that, and then test it, obviously. So yeah, and we learn a lot also by a lot of trial and error and some mistakes in the past, where we simply need to have a very tight and secured pipeline, because we're getting closer to our big milestone. We need to make sure we have a fully functioning, effective pipeline in the works, and make sure that we have a controlled working environment when we upgrade the game in the future, so people don't get upset.
So yeah, balancing a number is not so easy. Pleasing the community with balance is also not so easy. So maybe you have some ideas or maybe solutions. Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, please leave your opinion, like and subscribe, and ring the bell. And special thanks for all these supporters over the whole time. Holy shit. Carmel, Professor O, Lucario, Slumif Gaming, The Spicy Gentleman, Ronus, Parthenax, Smip, Column Bulldog, you, and all the others, of course. And never forget to balancing hard. Party hard. And see you all next time. Goodbye.